picture?
No, it's a video.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead, Blair.
So, Mammaw, what is your favorite color?
Well, I would have to say purple's one of my favorites.
Purple. Okay. What about your favorite animal?
Favorite animal? How would a dog?
Dog, yeah. What kind of dog?
A pound puppy.
Yeah,
But
that's good. Who is your best friend? What'd you say?
they're all dead.
Well, who was your best friend? Could you cut under the light a little bit?
Why? You're taking a picture?
Yeah, it's video.
Oh gosh. I'm not dressed. It's my pajamas.
It's okay.
Oh, my best friend now?
Or when you were a kid.
Oh, when I was good. I guess
Pre-death.
Aline.
Eileen, yeah. Okay. So, what are your parents' names? And just tell us about your
Well,
family.
Regine was my mother, and my dad's name was Thomas.
Yeah.
Last name Earl.
Okay. Yeah. Thomas Earl. Thomas and Jean Earl.
Well, my mother's was Virgin.
Oh,
One word.
Virgin.
Virgin Gelton was her maiden name.
Okay.
And she was the McCoy.
Oh.
The real McCoy.
Okay. What schools did you go to?
Oh, I went to, every time the rent came due, we moved. I went to so many.
Yeah.
I started out in Huntington at Vinson, and then I went to Gallagher. Then I went out we moved out in the country, and I went to a 3-room school with a toilet outside where you had to jump across the creek to go to the toilet, and with a potbelly stove, and had 3 classes in one room.
Wow.
So then after I graduated from that school, I went to Height Saunders up on 16th Street, and it was kind of the in-between schools.
Yeah.
So it was named Heights.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I went to Barbersville Middle School on to the high school.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your favorite thing to wear
To where?
all through the years?
All through the school.
All through. Just
We
any-
had saddle Oxfords for shoes.
What are those?
They were white with the brown on them, saddle Oxfords, and snow boots.
Mm-hmm.
We would get shoes when school started and wore those till summer.
Okay.
You didn't get shoes all the
Right.
you'd have over one pair at a time.
Yeah.
And let's see, that's about the best for schools.
Right.
And clothes, I would make my dress. Sometimes my friend, they had cows, and when they'd get sacks of food for the cows, in those days they had white printed covers for them.
Right.
And I'd go up and get one with pretty flowers or something in it, and I'd make my dress. And I'd starch it so stiff that it could stand in the corner by itself.
Wow.
You made your own starch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get mine too stiff.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes.
So let's see here. What was your favorite thing to take to lunch?
To take to lunch?
School, yeah.
Biscuit. It wasn't my favorite, but it's what we had to take. A biscuit with jelly on it.
Yeah.
But I was ashamed because some of my friends could afford light bread. We called it light bread.
Right.
And I would go to eat it go to the bathroom and eat mine before lunch. I didn't want to see my. But now biscuits are my favorite food.
Yeah.
That was before biscuits were cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't know biscuits were never cool.
At that time, it's something poor people had to do, but now that rich people eat them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like Tudors.
Right. How did you meet Pawpaw Pawpaw?
Well, I was marching down the field, and he was making a home run, and he ran through the drums in the band, and made me notice him.
That's good.
He tore up the drum.
Wow. Well, it's
And
one
they
way to
called
do it.
him Crazy Legs because he was so fast.
Yeah, like Forrest Gump.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us your top 2 funniest stories.
Top two, what kind of story?
Funniest.
Funniest story? Well, it was my hot dog story.
Oh,
You've heard that story.
I don't think I have.
Well, we were out in the country. Of course, we didn't have a car
Yeah.
and anything. So my daddy rented a car,
Yeah.
and we were going to Stewart's. There
Right.
was only one drive-in then.
Yeah.
And that was our big time out, west for interstate. And we were going to cross 20th Street Hill, and the police stopped us. We were speeding. We were going like 20 miles an hour, I guess.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway, my poor little sister that was afflicted and sick in the back seat, Mother told the policeman that we were taking her to the hospital, told a little fib
Yeah.
to get out of getting a fine.
Yeah.
So we went on and got the hot dog. I got 2 hot dogs right there.
Yeah.
Well, coming back home, we went to turn into the driveway, and this car hit us,
Yeah.
knocked me into the creek. And I vomited at my hot dogs. That's all I cared about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got hit by a car and it knocked you.
Yeah. And I just got mad because I vomited at my hot dogs. Oh, and the car didn't even stop. In those days, nobody had insurance or anything.
Nobody cared if you got hit.
No, nobody cared.
Wow.
And I guess I was the only one hurt. I was knocked out of the car. Of course, we didn't have seat belts in those days.
Oh, yeah.
We just, well, good to have a seat.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one story.
Sheesh.
How many stories you need?
That's, if you want to tell more.
That's enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's what
Well,
it's up to you.
nobody had bicycles in those days.
Yeah, except the rich kids, right?
Yeah, and so for Christmas, I finally got a bicycle. And we lived on the kind of a bank.
Yeah.
And so everybody was so rushed down to my house because I had a bicycle, Eileen and her sister,
Yeah.
and my sister. And so we all got on that one bicycle.
Yeah.
I was the driver, and
How-
one was on the front hood, and one was on the back hood. And I was standing up driving, and one was on the seat.
Yeah.
And I didn't think. I started down the bank. I thought, well, I have to go down the bank. And I started down through there. Of course, I couldn't stop with all that weight on there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we just all ran in the creek.
Yeah.
And somebody was choking.
How are they joking?
They were gagging with water. They were about to drown.
Did you help them or who helped
Well, we
them?
finally got everybody out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I never thought that you couldn't stop with all that weight on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, ingenuity.
And so I just kept on going till I got to the creek.
Yeah.
What was the story about the girl that you wanted to apologize to that you called names and stuff?
Oh, okay. Jelly butt. Well,
Yeah.
Now butts are in. I mean, everybody's famous that has butts. She would have been queen of the hop at that time, but we were making fun of her.
Right.
Well, she brought it on herself. Her aunt was kind of had money, we thought,
Yeah.
and she was taking voice lessons. And she'd go down the hall singing, "Ooh, it's Sylvia," and everything. And it made us so mad. I mean, we were making fun of her,
Yeah.
and we called her Jelly Butt. And
Yeah.
then she started calling us lard ass.
Yeah. That's
and
good.
for the teachers, we just use initials, JB and LA.
Yeah.
So that's not the story you want me to tell about Aretha Crabtree, was it?
That was one.
Well, Aretha Crabtree, she sang. She could really sing. She and her brother. In fact, they did it in Nashville, actually.
Yeah.
But they were real country. And she was singing, Eileen heard her mother say, "Law me, May Aretha play that there guitar in Yodel." And so,
Say that again?
Law me, May Aretha. Her name was May Aretha.
Mayretha?
Uh-huh. And she said, "Law me, May Aretha play that there guitar in Yodel." And Eileen told me about it. And so at school, when we'd see her, we'd say that.
Yeah.
You know? And then she even they built a new school in Huntington, and they transferred to Huntington. At that time, Eileen even transferred down there, so she could carry on down there.
Yeah.
And so then, in my later years, when I was probably 80, in my younger years,
Yeah.
I was feeling guilty and about doing things to people like that.
Right.
And so I
It's good
called.
that you came to your senses at that
Maybe
early
so.
age.
They were talking about bullies, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So I called her. She was, through the years, she was real friendly to me, though. She gave me tapes of her songs and everything.
Oh, that's good.
But I called her and I said, Retha, did I ever hurt your feelings in school? She said, no, if you had, I'd knock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And she said, what made you think you hurt my feelings? And I said, well, I didn't want to say what her mother said. I said, because we just made fun of your yodeling.
Mm-hmm.
She said, no, that didn't make me mad. I could yodel and you all couldn't.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, that's so much for that apology.
Yeah. Right.
I was like that sitcom Earl, you know, he tried to make amends and made things worse.
Yeah.
And Jelly Butt died before I could tell her.
Tell us that story. That was just a short version of it.
Well,